On March 19, 2026, the world lost the ultimate symbol of on-screen strength, Chuck Norris. But when the lights fade and the stunts are over, what happens to the legends who shaped our childhood? Beyond the explosion and the perfect choreography lies a world of hidden rivalries, secret mentorships, and a price to pay that Hollywood never shows you. From a secret pact that changed martial arts cinema forever, to the hidden pasts these tough guys tried to leave behind. This is the untold truth of cinema's greatest action heroes. Our story begins in 1972, inside the Roman Colosseum. The legendary clash between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris in The Way of the Dragon is widely considered the greatest martial arts scene in cinema history. But behind the camera, their relationship was built on a fascinating technical exchange. At the time, Norris was a dominant karate champion, world-renowned for his incredible agility and spectacular high-kicking ability. Coming from a traditional Wing Chun background, Lee originally favored practical, low attacks. However, Norris shared his expertise on the mechanics of high kicks and how to adapt them for the screen, teaching Lee how to extend the hip and hold the strike at its apex for maximum cinematic impact. Lee integrated these principles perfectly, combining his speed with Norris's spectacular kicking style to change action choreography forever. While Chuck and Bruce built a legacy, other icons had to survive bizarre Hollywood disasters. Take Jean-Claude Van Damme. In 1987, before his breakthrough in Bloodsport, a young Van Damme was hired to play the alien monster in Arnold Schwarzenegger's Predator. But there was a catch. He had to wear a suffocating, ridiculous-looking bright red rubber suit. The red color was a technical trick. It allowed special effects artists to isolate his body and make the creature invisible in post-production. Van Damme, however, didn't understand this. He constantly complained on set, furious that his face and martial arts skills were hidden behind a giant red lizard costume. After multiple arguments with the producers, Van Damme was fired. The suit was completely redesigned, leaving behind only these rare, bizarre clips of the muscles from Brussels kicking the air in a bright red suit. Today, Jason Statham is the undisputed king of modern action, known for his gravelly voice and brutal street fighting style. But long before he was cracking skulls in The Transporter or Fast and Furious, Statham possessed a completely different, highly elegant skill. For 12 years, he was a world-class elite athlete for the British national diving team. He even competed in the 1990 Commonwealth Games. Hollywood executives initially thought his athletic background wouldn't translate to action movies, but Statham used the extreme spatial awareness and breath control he learned from high-platform diving to perform his own death-defying stunts. He traded the elegance of the pool for the grit of Hollywood, proving that a true action star is molded in the most unexpected places. If Statham brought athleticism, Jackie Chan brought absolute fearlessness and paid for it with his own blood. For decades, Chan has refused to use stunt doubles, a rule that has left him with a shocking medical history. He has broken his nose 3 times, fractured his ankle, his shoulder, and even lives with a permanent plastic plug in his skull after a near-fatal fall from a tree in the armor of God. His body is a map of Hollywood trauma, so much so that today Jackie Chan is globally uninsurable. No mainstream insurance company in the world will cover his movies. To keep filming, Chan has to personally finance the medical bills for himself and his entire stunt team out of his own pocket. It is the ultimate price for cinematic perfection. But perhaps no one took the concept of realism further than Sylvester Stallone. During the filming of Rocky IV, Stallone wanted the combat to look devastatingly real. He looked at Dolph Lundgren, who played Ivan Drago, and told him, "Just go out there and try to knock me out for the first 30 seconds. Lundgren complied. He hit Stallone so hard in the chest that Stallone's heart slammed against his breastbone, causing it to swell dangerously. That night, Stallone's blood pressure skyrocketed. He was rushed via an emergency medical flight to a hospital in Santa Monica, spending 8 days in intensive care. Doctors told him the impact to his chest was identical to a head-on car crash. Stallone survived, but the incident stands as a brutal reminder of how far these icons were willing to go. Stallone wasn't the only icon willing to push boundaries to the absolute limit. To understand the lengths these men would go for glory, we have to look at his greatest rival, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Long before he became the Terminator or the Governor of California, Arnold was just an ambitious teenager with a dream that defied gravity. In 1965, he was fulfilling his mandatory military service in the Austrian army, trained specifically as a tank driver. It was a brutal, structured life, but Arnold's mind was elsewhere. During his service, he received an invitation to compete in the prestigious Mr. Europe Junior contest in Stuttgart, Germany. Recognizing his potential, Arnold begged his superiors for leave, but the military strictly denied his request. Most people would have given up, but Arnold chose a dangerous path. He deserted. In the dead of night, he escaped his barracks, climbed over the military fence, and snuck onto a train to Germany with barely any money. He arrived at the competition, stunned the judges, and won the title of Mr. Europe. But the glory was short-lived. Upon sneaking back into his military base, his absence was discovered. Arnold was court-martialed and sentenced to spend a week in a cold military prison. Yet looking back, he claimed it was the turning point of his life. He proved to himself that no wall, not even a military cell, could contain his drive to conquer the world. Arnold risked his freedom for his physical ambition, but our final icon had to hide an entire lifetime of intellectual brilliance just to fit into Hollywood's muscle-bound mold. This is Dolph Lundgren. The world will forever remember him as the man who sent Stallone to the intensive care unit as Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. Because of his massive physique and robotic on-screen persona, everyone assumed he was just another Hollywood brute. But in reality, Lundgren is a certified genius with a recorded IQ of 160. Long before stepping into a boxing ring, Lundgren was a master of science. He holds a degree in chemical engineering from Sweden, a master's degree from the University of Sydney, and he actually won the highly prestigious Fulbright scholarship to the elite MIT in Boston. He was on track to become a top-tier global scientist. However, life took a sharp turn when he met pop star Grace Jones, became her bodyguard, and fell into the world of acting. When he arrived in Hollywood, producers told him something shocking. He had to completely hide his intelligence. They believed audiences wouldn't accept a giant action hero who was smarter than everyone in the room. He was forced to play the quiet, terrifying giant, sacrificing his academic genius to become one of the most memorable legends in cinema history. These men became legends because they pushed their bodies and minds to the absolute limit, blending reality with fiction. But as we remember the heroes we lost, like the mighty Chuck Norris, we have to ask, was the glory worth the hidden pain? Which of these secrets surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Iconorama for more deep dives into the lives of your favorite legends. Thank you for watching.